Hi, my name is Jackson Nair. I'm from Toronto, Ontario in Canada, and I work as a theatre maker.
Hi there, my name is Emily Brown. I work at Presentation House Theatre, and I am the admin and box office manager here.
Hello, I'm Alton Wilmot, and I'm here with Theatre Direct. At Theatre Direct, I'm a theatre artist and educator for teenagers.
I'm Heather Fitzsimmons-Frey. I'm from MacEwan University in Edmonton, Alberta.
My name is Tom Carson, and I'm the Executive Director of Smile Theatre in Toronto. We're a theatre company that performs mainly for senior citizens who live in care. And we have a format that's very similar to theatre for young audiences. And my background is in theatre for young audiences as well. So I'm very interested in the connections between the work that Connect Up is introducing and the application that I have with senior citizens.
My name is Madeline Brown, and I am a playwright, actor, and company producer at Theatre Direct in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
I'm Kira Marie. I am an actor, arts educator, choreographer, dancer, and sound artist. I primarily work with theatre for young audiences from age 2 to 25. This week, what really resonated with me so much was the circle of reflection and circle of evaluation, and how, especially when working with youth, the evaluation process needs to be at the forefront of the process and not the product, about what the youth and what the communities really what are they really gaining from this experience? Not what the product is gaining, but what are they gaining from that experience, and how it is a circle, and to reflect on it as a continuous flow of learning, really. Like it's a continuous flow of learning and adjusting to serve the community that you're working with.
Getting to play theater games and get back into that, which I haven't played in a long time. So getting to do that now was very fun.
One thing that I learned this week that I'm taking with me was some of the tools on evaluation that we learned from Ava, and not only the specific tools and resources and how to evaluate, but also the underlying philosophy of what we can aim for when evaluating projects.
A moment when we were learning about the concept of theatre mediation as what it actually was and what it entailed, and getting to see the similarities between that work and what I do in my own personal practice. It was wonderful to see, oh, here is people across an ocean who have collectively come up with a very wonderful academic way of looking at working with young people, working with theatre in a way that just felt so familiar, but using language that I could then use to give to other people in a way that I did not have before.
I think the workshops over the last few days have been really profound, and I'm thinking of a particular moment where in the group we were asked to use movement to sort of explore some feelings and some interactions. And the way that it was introduced was so encouraging and so one step at a time, that it wasn't overwhelming at all. And as someone who's not particularly comfortable as a mover or a dancer, I felt that the process was so gentle and welcoming that before I knew it, I was feeling very free with my body and like a dancer myself, which is just a wonderful feeling, a very profound feeling.
In terms of a moment that probably stands out most when I think about these past 4 days, I think it's really actually the individual presence of each of the facilitators. And maybe that's because we're having a conversation about how you mediate a particular process. But I think what the sessions did so successfully was bringing in people who were so passionate about what it means to guide those kinds of spaces, and doing so in a very similar way in terms of the values they're holding, but also applying such different, finding variation within each of that.
I'm passionate about
women,
reading,
ice cream,
skiing, wine.
I think my expectation for the e-learning program is to realize how some of these skills, these hard skills, and some of these concepts that we talked about and put in our bodies can then relate to the work that I'm directly doing with the youth that I'm serving in various communities.
dance!
I don't know what to expect, but I know what I hope for. Okay? So I really hope that I have a chance to continue to connect with people and to understand how they're using and applying some of these ideas in their work and in their practice.
Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it down the river.
I think my expectations would be around unpacking some of the discoveries that we've made, some of the exercises and playful things that we've done, perhaps unpacking those a little bit and finding out different applications.
More of this, I hope. I know that with the e-learning that will by nature be less of a sense of, oh, we're all together and we're working on things, but that the education and the teaching each other continues to exist through that. Is really, I am so hungry for this kind of information, this kind of work, that it can be anything as long as it falls under the umbrella of what this has been, and it'll be great.
I think also connecting again with either new artists or the current artists that I've been able to have the pleasure of meeting this week. But then also learning more about theater mediation and how that works globally in the arts around the world.
I think just deepening the relationships that have been established here, and I think for me that will be the most exciting part, and I guess it'll be the other participants. I also hope that we'll get to see the other facilitators that we're also leading it through. So I think because this work and so much of what we've been talking about has been relationship based, I think the fact that there will be that carryover to a degree, I'm excited where the ideas and thinkings come when we have that base amongst ourselves as a group and how that will kind of influence things. And I think too, I've always really I've loved hearing about people's specific projects, so I'm very curious to get to hear more about either people's past work or when we start to get into the elements of learning about the co-creations and productions to get to hear those stories or experiences.
Well, if it's anything like the work we've been doing this week, I'm expecting to walk away with and learn some examples and resources, both in terms of actual tools that I can use, but also knowledge gained from hearing other people's stories in ways to engage deeper and more mindfully in theater mediation work.
Room, pit,